Shalom everybody, hope you're doing well, hope your week was great, getting ready for Shabbos, the day of rest. Thank God it's come once again. Parshat Noach, we're in the second Parsha of the Torah, right? Reading the Torah once again, over from the beginning. So many things, so many stories. And a thought that comes to mind this week for me, Parshat Noach, is we learned, already at the end of last week's Parsha, we're introduced to Noach, and we continue the story, how the world's gone totally off from the intended vision and mission and goals of the world. And now the creator of everything, God, is deciding that he can start all over again. Right? Noach is the Ish Tzaddik, is the righteous one of his generation. We're going to start it all over again from him, with him and his family. We're going to gather in all the different animals and species from the entire world, bring it into the Teva, into the ark, and boom, flood. The whole world's going to flood. And it's interesting, we know that the flood is like into a mikveh, that the whole world, it's going through destruction, but it's also going through purification, which is what the mikveh does for people. That the whole world just needs to be purified, the whole world just needs to just totally transform, start all over again. And let's start with this guy, Noach, and let's go from there. And the question that arises for me, that I'm not even sure I have such an answer for, but I want to share is this idea of, so God creates the world, we learned last week, right? And we have all these generations, up until Noach, 10 generations we learned. And then the world just goes off the derech, off the path, so to speak, and needs to be destroyed and needs to start all over again. But my question is, why not start all over again completely? Why even find this one? Why even need to look for a tzaddik of the generation? Why even need to find a person who's righteous? Right? Why need to save anything? Just wipe out everything, all the people, all the animals, everything, and totally start all over again, right? As if doing Bereshit all over again, right? We learned from last week that the world was created. In the commentary we learned this, that the world was created at yesh me'ayin, something from nothing, right? That there was mamash nothing. There was no physical existence at all in the world, and boom, there was something, right? Bang, there was something, and from that something, I think we mentioned last week, comes everything else. So why not do it again? Why not just do another yesh me'ayin, something from nothing, and just start completely all over again? Why are we continuing this yesh me'yesh, this something from something? Why do we have to continue the story? Why not just, again, push the reset button? So it's a question, again, I think there's many ways to answer it. I haven't seen it in commentary. I'm sure someone along the way asks it and gives a great answer to it. But here's a thought or two that came to my mind. First of all, Noach is the Ish Tzaddik, right? He's this point of light in this dark generation, in this dark world. And from him and from that one point of light, the whole world can start all over again. And we learn that, each person has a spark of light in them, a spark of godliness, a spark of God that is mamash God, right? The Hasidic teachers teach us that it's mamash, a piece of God. For the Jewish people, we call it the Pintel Yid, right? It's just this point that's no matter what we do, no matter what we do wrong in this world, this Pintel Yid, this spark will always be there, always shining bright, no matter how many layers of dust and dirt we cover with it. And from that point, we can do anything. We can change ourselves, we can change the whole world. As long as that light is shining there, boom, anything could happen. We can transform, we can start again, we can start a new path, we can do everything. And Noach is like the Pintel Yid for the entire world. Right? He's that one light that the world needs in order to restart all over again. Right? We learn also in the future time after Mashiach, when we have this process of Techiyat HaMeitim, of the resurrection of the dead, that all the bodies, all the Jews will come back to life, all the people, the righteous people will come back to life. And they'll come back from this one part of their physical body that just never disintegrated. No matter how long ago they died, there's this one point that just never dies. So we see that on a physical level, we see it on a spiritual level, we see it on an individual level, we see it now in this week's Parshat on a global level. You just need that one point of life and you can recreate everything. It's like the spiritual DNA of the world is contained in Noach. Right? And from that, boom, you can recreate. You don't have to start the whole process all over again. Right? And maybe there's a real benefit of not starting all over again is to remember the past, to be connected to the past, to know what happened before. Right? To know your people's story, to the story of the world. Even though so often we talk about hitchachut and renewal and start all over again, forget the past already was, it doesn't matter anymore. Of course that's all true, but still the past remains. Right? Rabbi Nachman talks about that, that there's a holy kind of forgetting. There's a certain kind of forgetting we need to have, so that now we're not overwhelmed with all of the things that we did wrong in the past. We need to forget some of those things, but there's certain things we can't forget. And something like the story of Noach, we can't forget, we need to know about it. I mean, so much so that we put it in our holy book, or it's been put in our holy book, I should say. Right? God handed us a Torah with this story in it. Like, this is an important story to know. Know that, like, the actions of people can affect the world. We could cause utter destruction to the world. It's intense. It's hard to hear, but we need to hear it. Our actions, not only our physical actions, but the way we speak, the way we think, the way we act in private, all these different things, like, we have no idea. Right? The damage on the negative side that we could do to this world, God forbid. Lo aleinu. Right? But it encourages us on a positive note that if what I do can affect the world negatively, how much more so? Right? How much more so could I affect this world positively? If my actions could lead eventually, God forbid, to destruction in the world, they also could lead to beautiful things being constructed and built and done. Right? And maybe that's a deep lesson we need to take out of this Parsha. The whole world, yes, was destroyed in the generation of Noach, right? But it continues because of him, right? His light that never goes out allows the world to continue, right? And as long as we recognize and are aware of the light, the powerful neshama, the powerful soul that we hold inside, which is mamish connected to God so deeply, so intensely. I mean, it's God inside of us. As long as we are aware of that and live from that space, as hard as it is sometimes, we lose that multiple times a day. We're always forgetting as human beings, right? But as long as we keep reminding ourselves and try, right? Try to just keep reconnecting, no matter how many times we forget, to that place and live from that place, we can do amazing things individually, community, globally, universally, as a Jewish people, as an entire human society. Please God, this year should be the year we should really get it together. We should really live from that place, that light, right? That Pintel Yid inside all of us, inside of you, inside of me, and really make incredible things happen in this world. For us, the Jewish people, the entire world. Mamish should be soon in our day. Lots of love and blessing from the land of Israel. Good Shabbos, good Shabbos, good Shabbos.